Uh-huh. Hey everybody, it is Tuesday, May 5th, 2015, and you're listening to the GameKraft GameKast on thegameraccess.com. I'm your host, Bronson Fiore, joined by
Ray Johannesson,
there you go.
or intern 001.
How you doing, Ray?
I'm doing pretty good. Got out of work pretty early.
Yeah.
You know this.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We got to work
2-hour shift. Woot woot.
God, part of me is like, yay, I don't have to have my soul sucked out.
The other part of me is just like, money. Come back.
Money.
My wallet doesn't want to wait for.
Oh my god.
All the money issues.
All the money problems. More money, more problems. Less money, even more problems.
E3, even more problems.
God.
The money.
We'll be eating McDonald's every day.
You can't afford McDonald's.
God. But
You'll just be outside. Can I get a breakfast?
have we told you one of our specifications for how we pick a hotel is?
Isn't it like closest to food?
No, it has to have a fridge.
Oh, that's right.
Like that's like it needs to be cheap and have a fridge, and if possible, free parking.
That seems like pretty good hotel qualifications.
Yeah. The last one we had a cockroach.
Take it home with you.
No.
Wait, is that the cockroach I found yesterday?
No.
Oh, that'd been cool.
We found it in the toilet and then Brendan flushed it.
That's disgusting. That is so disgusting.
It was actually, and the weird part was,
I've heard alligators in the toilet, but cockroaches is kind of even worse.
I've heard of like brown recluse spiders.
Hmm.
That's the scariest shit ever.
I actually have an uncle who drives around like all the states down there, like Georgia, Tennessee, all like state to state, and he was actually using a public restroom and got bit by a snake that had went into the drain.
That's actually that is fairly more common than it should be.
I know, it was like a water moccasin. He had to go get like emergency, like I think it was surgery on like his taint. Like,
could
that
you
would be
imagine?
the worst thing ever.
Could you imagine calling into work with that too? Just like I had to get surgery on what? My taint.
No, he was retired, so he was just
okay.
He didn't have to work. But literally, just
could you imagine that phone call at our job?
Just call. It's like da 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 da. Just like, hey, I can't make it in today. What happened? Water moccasin ate my taint. It's all big and bulgy now, and I can't come in. I can't sit down without a donut.
God. So, how have you been the past, 2 weeks? We skipped last week.
We did, yeah. I've been trying to keep busy.
You have officially moved in.
I've officially become Bronson Fiore's roommate.
Yes.
And I was officially bit by Junior.
That's how we,
If he got me right in the shin today, to be fair, I got him on the nose, so it was all good.
To be fair, that's how you know you're part of the household. You've been bit by Junior.
It was great, because I was just lifted my leg up out of instinct, and I kicked him right in the nose, kind of decent, and I was like, oh, poor Junior, and then I looked at my leg, and I was like, no, I should have kicked harder.
Don't do that. Don't hurt the dog.
I didn't do it on purpose. Like I said, I just lifted to go over the gate quickly, and I just got him in the face. I was like, oh no, Junior, and I was like, wait. He bit me first.
I've actually done that to Reese's a couple times.
That's so me.
Like
Reese's is like the nicest, sweetest
I know,
puppy ever.
but he hides under blankets,
mm-hmm.
and the blankets would be in the living room, and you wouldn't see
step on him,
and you'd step on his leg, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, especially your old weight stepping on a 4-pound dog.
Yeah, my current weight, it's even bad. 250 is not exactly fucking. I'm super light.
I'm so pretty, oh so pretty.
I'm a beautiful butterfly.
I was lost in the forest. My cocoon hatched and I turned into this beautiful butterfly from the venom. We really need to stream Bloodborne so they can see what we're talking about. You're at the forest too.
I just got to the forest.
You can do it. You can totally do it.
Because I want to do that before going into the nightmare. Because the
nightmare is actually easier
than the forest.
You just have to watch out for frenzy.
I'd still rather go.
And actually, in the forest, there's a lot of frenzy.
I'd rather go into the forest.
Mm-hmm. Go do the library though. It's before the nightmare. It's super easy.
Oh, okay. Anyway, before we get to talk about games,
what about you, Bronson? How have you been the last 2 weeks?
No one ever asked me, and I've been doing okay.
I noticed. That's what I was just like, Bronson, you always ask everyone, but you never say how you're doing. You hide a sad soul under those beautiful rainbow eyes.
I've just been very tired for whatever reason. Normally, I'm like, let's be productive. Let's go for a walk. Let's go write.
And that's me.
And I've just like just been super tired, and I just want to play Hearthstone and take naps. Yeah, it doesn't. Anyway, yeah, just want to play Hearthstone, and take naps, but.
Hearthstone.
A couple of sporting, this podcast, we'll get to the sporting stuff that happened this past weekend at the end of the podcast.
There was actually quite a bit.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later, like you said.
Yeah, sadly, here to talk about games. So we played video games. We play them. So,
Happy Golden Week, Bronson.
Happy Golden Week. That was, even though it's last week.
Oh, yeah, that's right, it ended.
At least I think it,
no,
yeah.
It ends tomorrow.
Hold on, I'm going to look up Golden Week. Let's see. When is Golden Week this year? Okay, it's May 29th through the 5th. So
yeah, see, it's still going on.
This will launch the last day of Golden Week. So happy Golden Week. I
hope you had a good Golden Week.
It is Children's Day.
Bronson, at heart, it's our holiday.
Today is Constitution Memorial Day. That doesn't really matter for us because that's a Japanese thing. Let's see. May 4th, which is tomorrow, is Citizens Holiday and Greenery Day. You know how I actually knew Golden Week was a holiday in Japan?
You like Japanese things and you know Bremen?
No. It's not Japanese.
I know he's not.
No, I was working at Persona 4. Because
really?
You're a student in Japan and you celebrate all their holidays.
That's super cool,
yeah.
Actually.
You get a week off from school to go do social links and stuff.
Oh, I thought that would be like the camping trip that you were at.
No, that's a different part.
Oh, okay.
That was cool, though. Yeah, I played a little bit of that on my Vita, just to kind of hop back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Went back and played, the 5 levels of Crash 2. You were there
I watched that. You got... Ooga booga.
Ooga booga. Ooga booga. Ooga booga. I fucking love that game. So good.
If they made a spin-off of Crash just about the Ooga Booga guys, would you play it?
That's
if you were the Ooga Booga. That's all you could say the entire game.
Actually, I forgot which one of those. It was either the second or the third game. Yeah, I think it's the third. The last boss, the masks are there.
Really?
It's an evil mask versus a good mask. They have a laser you gotta jump over during your fight with Cortex.
Ooga Booga.
So,
my name is Ooga Booga, and you will fear my laser face. Bah.
Oh fuck! What else did I play during this week period? More GTA.
You completed more Strangers and Freaks missions.
Those are the best. Those
are so stupid. Quick, you need to film these 2 celebrities doing the nasty, and then one of them's going to chase you in her expensive sports car while you film it while I drive. They're making a movie about me. Can you give me some shots? Can you give me some shots? I just need some shots.
Weed guy.
Smoke that. Everyone has the weirdest fear, except for
Franklin,
who's just this is some weak ass shit. Throws it on the ground.
Trevor is I'm so disappointed in my psyche because it's Clown.
It's Clown just.
The mic looks fucking aliens.
Yeah, that one makes kind of sense.
That's the second time you see him trip out because of aliens. Because in the story mode you see it.
Yeah.
When Jimmy fucks with his drink.
Yeah.
And
he's that was a weird scene.
That was a really good game.
It was a good game, not gonna lie. It's not one that I'd probably replay often, but I would replay it.
Yeah, I'm
after I beat it, I'd be well, let's drive around a bit. Because my favorite thing about GTA is just fixing cars up or planes and then just driving and looking at things and being an idiot.
I love driving in that game. It's the most fun.
Is it better than the other ones for driving wise, would you say?
Yeah, I would say it is. I've been wanting to play 4 though because I love the story of all those games. And I'm almost at the point where I'm just I have the PC copy of 4 sitting on my hard drive waiting for our Let's Stream. But we got priorities. We got Last of Us, which we started yesterday.
Yes.
Remember, they hear this on Tuesday.
Yep, we started it yesterday. I will be playing, and you can watch me die all the times.
I'm aiming, so we do 2 hours a day, so we should finish it in about a week and a half. Because that game is not super long. We both know where to go.
Yeah.
And what we're doing.
I've only played it through once, though, so I might get lost at a few points, but so
I have done it twice. So, and I've never done it on PS. I bought the PS4 version. I bought the PS4 version and got to Bill's Town, and then Madden came out.
You never beat it on PS4. It's
No,
so pretty.
I know, it's very pretty.
Like the giraffes look so real. Like you could, like it looks like you just like.
But like what happened is Madden came out, and then Destiny came out, and then Bayonetta came out.
Oh, poor Destiny.
And Halo, and the nail in the coffin was Bayonetta 2. That was like, I'm never going to go back to this game I've already beaten. And I think that's been my problem with a lot of these remakes, is like, if I've already beaten you in the past...
You don't feel like you need to repeat it. Like,
yeah.
Like X and X2.
Yeah, like, I have no reason to go,
I'm so excited for X and X2 to come out on PS4.
Like, Final Fantasy X is my favorite Final Fantasy. I just have no desire to go back and rebeat it.
7 was mine. But for some reason, I don't know what it was about it. I like the gameplay was boring, the walking was terrible, but the story just hooked me, and that was 13.
With its
13 hooked me with its story. I don't even know why.
You are alone on this website on that.
Oh, I know I am. No, like the whole rest of the game I could deal without, but that story for some reason it kept me entertained.
I could see why. I don't like the majority. I like lightning.
Like I liked lightning and I liked snow and I liked the guy with bird head. I liked him.
Saws.
Yeah, Saws. And each one of them had
Vanille and Hope. Hope especially can go jump in front of a train.
He gets better in 2.
I know, but even then he still sucks.
Oh yeah, but those 3,
sucks.
like each one had its own separate story with one of the other ones, so it kept me entertained through the whole one.
I just like
Vanille bored me to tears.
Vanille is stupid as hell. And
she bored me to tears.
Fang was cool when you finally got her.
Fang was pretty badass.
I don't know.
Hope just needed to shove that boomerang somewhere and go away.
But like, did you
ever even use him?
He was my primary like I would like to buff and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
No, like I look back on the Final Fantasies, and like my favorite is 10. The best one is 6. And 7, like I played 7 when I was like 11 years old. I beat it and I really liked it then.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it was one of the contributing factors to me being able to read.
Nice.
And it was... And then I played it again in high school when I was exposed to more of those games. 8, 9, 6, 4, 10.
Yeah.
Going back to that game is so hard.
7 now?
Yeah.
That's my issue with it. Like, I always get through the plants.
It looks like shit.
If they made a remake of it, though,
it would bankrupt the company. That's like, you gotta think about like getting the game up to today's standards graphically.
Oh, I know.
And then doing those FMV cutscenes at today's standards. And then like...
Oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I know what you're saying exactly. What I'm just saying is somehow they managed to pull it off and they're like, Final Fantasy VII Remastered. The entire world would just, in unison, go, whoa.
It would sink 7 nations.
It would sink 7 non-important ones just off the coast of Korea.
Well, Final Fantasy VII for like 10, like almost like 15 years was like the most expensive video game to produce ever.
Yeah.
And it's kind of credited as being the game that sold the PS1. But like I go back and I play that game, it looks like shit, kind of plays like shit. It's poorly translated.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll notice a lot of bad English.
Oh yeah, like that's one of my favorite things to find though. It's like to look for those like little things.
Cloud gets raped basically by a bunch of muscular men working out.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, the camera cuts away. He's in pain. I'm sorry. Yeah, 8 had that terrible leveling system and skill system and triple triad and a bunch of other horrible shit. 9 was great. 9 was awesome.
You like 9?
9 is super great. You should play it.
If I ever get around to it, I actually do want to just take like time off from gaming and go through all the Final Fantasies.
That's a bad decision.
That would take so fucking
all of those games,
like not the side ones, like little,
like even like just 1 through 13 would take you forever.
Oh, I know it would.
Like,
but that way, just like when I'm done, there'll be lots of other good games out.
Like, is it with guide or without guides?
With guide.
Okay, then that.
And I've played through most of them. It would be a replay through, so I know where to do and what to do.
Like 1 through 3 are kind of short with a guide, so that would be bad. 4, 5, and 6 are all really long, regardless. 7 is needlessly long.
Right? It
goes and goes and goes and goes, and it never fucking stops. and there's so much side quest horse shit. God, what else is there? There's Final Fantasy 8, which I kind of have the same opinion of. 9 kind of went back to the classic style of things, and then there was God, what was the other one? 10, which is I acknowledge 10's problems. It has a lot of the same problems 13 has.
9 and 13.
Or like 10 and 13.
Yeah.
Like you go north a lot of the time. There are points in that game where you are sitting and watching it more than playing it.
That's what I liked about 13 though. It's just the amount of cutscenes. Because
then that's not a game.
I know.
Like games are interactive and quit fucking with the desk.
But no, that's the one thing that got me through it is I can play it while doing so many other things. Like, oh, here's a fight. Now a cutscene for 20 minutes. Let me do some homework.
All right, you need to buy an Xbox One with a cable box. You want to know why?
Why? I don't want to watch baseball.
No, but man, you just gave me a really good incentive to want to get cable.
Baseball, football, hockey. My big ones would be hockey, football. You'd be baseball, football.
Yep.
Football on all the TVs.
Baseball. So much baseball.
I like how you scratch your arms like a crackhead when you said that. Really, so much baseball.
No, it's eczema. But anyway, yeah, it's starting to heal up a little bit. Yay.
That's good.
It's summer. I'm getting more vitamin D. That's why. The sun.
Oh, the sunlight. Lizard Bronson just in the sun. Just laying on rocks. What's going on? Bronson's just in the sunlight again.
I mean, during the summer, I'll get a sleeping bag and sleep outside because
that's fucking weird. I'm just saying.
I admit that it's weird, but
I will just surround myself with fans, legitimately 8 fans, just 8 fans around me.
Your power bill might go up. That's all I'm saying.
When I lived alone in my apartment, I literally had 7 fans surrounding my bed, and my power bill at most in the summer was $48.
See, that seems really, really stupid and inconvenient.
I didn't have an aircon in my unit, and it just cooked.
Well, yeah, in that
Plus
case...
Plus having a TV, game system, laptop.
See, that's why during the summer I try and, stick to only handhelds that don't really generate heat.
PSP,
3DS. Phone, Vita, 3DS. Soon to be iPad. And that's actually something I've dug into. It's I've been doing I intend to buy an iPad hopefully before E3, and I've been researching games to play on it, because iPad started getting really good games around 2011. Yeah. So there's 4 years of quality iPad games.
So you could just be like, da, 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 da.
Yeah, fucking Monaco, Civilization, XCOM. They got XCOM on that thing.
Do they?
Yeah, and it's touch controls and everything.
What?
Yeah.
That is. I might borrow your iPad.
The primary reason I'm buying it is when I first wanted to buy an iPad, I was just gonna get a basic one because I just wanted ebooks. All right. That was the primary reason for buying one. I have books on my phone. But if you try to read books on either of these, it's not a worthwhile experience.
With the 6 Plus, it might be.
Yeah, 6.
My mom has the 6 Plus, and it's pretty decent size. I would be Hearthstone on this would be immaculate.
Yeah, so I was okay, I'll get an iPad Mini 2 just for, faster clock speeds and shit. And then, I started looking into more games, and I started looking at the price difference month to month, because I plan to do it through my cell phone carrier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's if you want to do it on AT&T Next for an Air 2, it's going to cost you $36 versus a Mini 2 with a similar amount of memory is going to cost you $30.
Yeah.
And I'm it's $6.
Exactly.
It's it's the same reason I'm my mom is considering paying for cable for the house.
Is she?
Yeah. Her room and my room. The catch is I'd have to pay for my own cable box, as would you.
What? Wait, what? Just listen to what he said. She's going to pay for her room and your room. Why would I pay for a cable box?
I'd have to pay for my own cable box.
No, I'm just saying, why would I pay for a cable box if I don't have cable in my room?
No, you would have cable going to your room, but you won't be able to get cable without a box.
Oh, I wouldn't need cable. I've got Hulu and Netflix.
Yeah.
If I wanted to watch sports, we'd watch it together.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not we'd be in another room. How are the Broncos doing on your TV? Good. How about yours? We just got picked. I know. I saw.
Like hockey season, I don't typically watch though.
I don't usually either. I have to be in a mood to watch hockey, but I love hockey.
See, baseball is the opposite for me. Like baseball, I will put on TV anytime. It's a game you don't need to like always focus on.
You don't need to focus on hockey.
I don't know.
What part of hockey are you like, I need to watch this next slap shot?
I don't know. I feel the need to like focus on hockey more than I do, baseball or like even other sports. Like I need to watch basketball. I need to like watch football. Baseball, I kind of want to, just put on the TV and go.
That's why I like having something I can rewind with, because if I'm watching football and look away and all of a sudden, touchdown! That happened. Let's skip A.
Well, that's actually one reason I really like the Xbox One Snap feature. Yeah, I showed you that, right?
Yeah.
But like you can do that with live television if you have a cable box.
What?
Yeah.
That's super cool.
So, and it gets even better. If you sign up, like instead of paying for a cable box, I'm considering also doing that thing where you pay NFL.com and you can watch the games there. You can do that on your Xbox also.
Oh, really? That'd be pretty cool.
Just snap like the scores of all the games while playing Halo. It'd be great.
That'd be pretty great.
Yeah, I don't know. What else did I play? I'm trying to think. Hearthstone. Oh yeah, Nick got into Hearthstone.
And Anthony a bit.
Anthony just started it apparently.
Yep.
Or at least or I say he's going to start it. Sorry. But Nick got it. Nick's really into it. He streamed it. That's so great.
That is pretty awesome. And I saw Bronson's mage deck. Oh my god. Great.
He was not ready for. I don't think he was ready for a burn deck. Like he was not prepared for that whatsoever.
Well, not many people run it, probably.
Yeah.
Unless you've played previous card games, you probably don't even know what a burn deck is.
Yeah, which he hasn't. So he's just like, why is everything attacking me all the time? Because if I get a right draw in that deck, I'm almost attacking from turn one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that deck has almost no setup. Yeah, so... Anyway, but yeah, it was really cool to see Nick get into Hearthstone, and I got a little more into Heroes of the Storm.
Mm-hmm. I saw you play a match.
Well, you have been gone, like, whenever you leave the house and I'm bored, like, I find myself drawn to that game for some reason.
Nice.
So I'll play Heroes. That game is, like, it's everything I love about Dota, but not having to learn nearly as much. Like, Dota, there's so much shit to learn. And every match, like, you're learning something new. And I love Dota 2. I will admit, Dota 2 is a better game than Heroes of the Storm.
Mm-hmm.
But it requires a bigger time investment, a bigger commitment, and if you are going to play Dota 2 well, it's going to be like the only thing you play.
Basically.
Versus Heroes, which I can, like, stop for a month, come back to it, and still do relatively okay with my, like, main dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We both did Bloodborne.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually farther than you now.
You are a lot farther than me now.
But on my own save, not ours.
Yeah, I did. So, I fought the Bloodstarved Beast.
Yep.
And that thing, like...
We fought that a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that was the last boss I killed, though.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Vicar Amelia.
No, I did Bloodstarved after.
No, wait. You killed the witch. The two witches.
Oh, and I did and
the big electric beast.
Sorry, that's the one. Dark Parl Beast. Yeah.
There you go. Now you got it.
I did Dark Parl Beast. After, like, he was the last boss I killed. Man, like, he looks if you have no idea what you're doing against him, he seems fucking impossible. But then you realize you just get under him, and he's done. It's like aim for the head. Just
if you can power shot him in the head, pretty much he'll fall down and be stunned and be like, and then you whack him more.
Yeah. The Witches of Hemrick are a joke. That's not even a boss fight.
It is if you're not quick enough. Like if you're not in a constant state of gank bang, Like, they can just, like, they do a clap move where it, like, expands a barrier. And it takes out almost your full health bar at, like, 1,000 health.
Ooh. Let's see. Who else is there that we did? Vicar Amelia.
Mm-hmm. Just throw your stop healing items and fire. Fire everything. Fire paper, fire sword.
I did that boss fight with help.
Yep. You've done most.
The one I didn't do.
The witches are
dark, so I'm getting better. My last two I've done with help. Dark Paro Beast, I legitimately thought I had to go grind and die. So I'm just like, I just Leroy Jenkins it. I was just like, fuck it!
That's what I was realizing, like, when I was doing that run through. I was just like, I'm so close. All I have to do is, like, get under his body. And unless he does that explosion move, you're pretty much safe.
And he gives a huge tell for that. It's not hard to get away.
He, like, stops moving. And he just, like, makes a weird roar. And then you run.
Yeah.
You run and you don't look back until you see sparks.
See, who else is there? Then I watched you do the big dude in the nightmare.
Oh, yeah. I'm not... Let me look it up.
What
his name is.
Oh, don't worry about it. They'll know what it is.
But yeah, I made it to the nightmare. Got the tonsil stone, made it into the nightmare. And as I was walking through, I walked into this little, like, what looked like a castle area with tombstones everywhere. I stopped before the boss fight starts. I just look around. I'm like, yep, I'm about to die. Walk in, and this giant thing it looks like Cthulhu. It drops down with, like, 8 arms.
That's not what Cthulhu looks
I know.
like. Cthulhu has a beard of tentacles, basically.
I know. But that's what his face kind of looked like. It looked like a baby Cthulhu face. It had, like, tiny tentacles.
Like baby Cthulhu face, and his head was, like, all tentacles. Like, the top, like, just everything.
Yeah, it just looked like he was growing a beard of tentacles. But anyways, it drops down, and...
Mountain Man Hentai, there you go.
Okay, let's not. But anyways, it looks like...
You know where this boss fight's going.
It's super big, super strong, but it's slow as molasses. And after you get about halfway through it, you're just like, I'm doing pretty good. And then he roars and rips off 4 of his arms with his other arms and then beats you with those arms. And let me tell you, when you first get to this, you have no idea what's going on. Like, he just ripped off his arms and you're just like, is he surrendering? No, and then he just bludgeons you. I found out, though, something Bronson noticed. When I was throwing knives at it, I thought I was hitting its head, but I was hitting its body and doing, like, 2 damage. And then he's like, just throw knives! Throw! Managed to kill it on my first shot, got the hell out of there, and then I end up at a lake fighting giant spiders.
No, you did the Shadow of Yharnam after the...
That's right. The Shadow of Yharnam. Bronson, you're just about there now.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do that next time I play.
Yeah.
That's my goal. Kill them, go to the nightmare.
And what they are is basically 3... There's basically 3 shadows that each use a fire manipulation. One doesn't. One has a flamethrower, and one shoots fireballs. And after you kill one, the other 2 get increasingly stronger. Like, they mutate into snake creatures. And on the last one, he actually can summon giant snakes if you leave him alone for too long. So basically, the strategy there, go for the distance user first, then go for the flamethrower, and the last one I'd say is to leave would probably be the sword guy, even though he's probably going to be the first one you kill.
Yeah. Then you have the spider one, which I always wondered where the fuck that boss fight was, because, like, I was always seeing it in streams and shit, and I'm like, when the fuck am I going to be in this white room?
Yeah, let me tell you about something in Bloodborne now. I just beat that boss, and it took me to an entire another, like, area just full of Cthulhus. Like, Bronson, you can't even deny that there is just...
No, those things, like, they're these giant, like, monsters that are on top of even bigger towers. Like, yeah, it's nuts.
Like, imagine something on Big Ben. Like, imagine Big Ben, the tower, and imagine a giant, like, 15-armed, tentacle-faced monster that can shoot lasers just sitting on them. There's, like, 30 of them. And in this area, when you kill an enemy, not like the rest of Bloodborne, it respawns. Like, the instant you kill, like, a group of enemies, they will all respawn. And it is the most horseshit thing ever when you find out, because for most of it, you don't hang around the same area. You just go through it, keep going. But there was one area where I got stuck, like around like 10 witches, I'd say. And every time I'd kill them, they just respawn. And if I went forward, there was Cthulhu shooting lasers. If I went back, there was ogres. So basically, I just found like an area that's just full of, well, I'm not nearly strong enough. And you saw a little bit of that, Bronson.
Yeah, that looked...
all HP Lovecraft everywhere.
Just, like, we watched this video when the game came out, because apparently someone beat it in, like, a weekend, which doesn't surprise me. But, like, they talked about how the second half of the game is just all influenced by HP Lovecraft and all the lore. And, like, early in the game you see a little bit of it. But, like, from the halfway point on, like, I'd say from the second that you get into that forest... maybe a little bit beforehand in the church, it just straight up just turns.
Like the sky glows purple, the moon turns red. Everything looks like a monster out of a nightmare, not even like crazy people anymore.
Yeah, like it went from like crazy villagers to like all of the crazy.
It meant like mutant zombies. Is the best way to put it. Great place to grind, though, if you're good enough.
Yeah.
Because you could just literally wait for things to come back, kill them again, just repeat the process for an hour.
That reminds me of this old meme that involved Dark Souls and Demon Souls.
Which
that
one?
Totally applies to this area. It's like, how do I beat this area? And it shows like the main character on the box. Get good.
Get good.
Yeah, Bloodborne's cool. My problem with Bloodborne it was my problem. I have less of this problem with it than I did the other Souls games, but I have to be in a very specific mood to play it. Like, I have to be willing to, like, think and die over and over and be willing to, like, problem solve, because if I'm not, it ends up being this thing where I play for 20 minutes, get frustrated, and turn it off.
Yeah, that's what I noticed the last time I played it. Like, I was just like, I need something to do for a little bit, so I was like, I'll put it on. And legitimately, I was just playing so aggressive, I died like 14 times in like a 10-minute period. I was like, what is going on?
Like, it's not this game that you can, like, you have to be willing, like, whenever you play Bloodborne, you are committing.
Yeah.
At least like 2 hours. And that's kind of the thing that's something I kind of dislike about it. Is like, I think it's a great game. I think it's the PS4's first killer app. But every time I go to play that game, I am essentially saying 2 hours of my life or more here. Let's go.
That's what then again, when I play it, that's what I plan on. Because I'm just like, I have nothing planned for the next, I have nothing planned for the next while. I need something to do. It's this or Spyro.
I kind of want to get back into WoW again.
You can't afford WoW, Bronson.
Not right now. Like,
you can't afford it until after events and birthdays and grandfather.
Yeah, I could probably afford it if I'm lucky the last check of this month. Because with E3 coming up and certain equipment purchases for the website and my personal life happening.
Yeah.
But I wanted to play that again. That game is World of Warcraft is that kind of that game for me. Like, when I sit down and play World of Warcraft, the thing is, like, even WoW,
when the patch comes out,
you are banned from my room. It's just me and my computer.
Are you playing that game, or are you playing that game?
No, I actually am behind. Also, I need to get caught up before the patch comes out. But yeah, that's Bloodborne. Do we play anything else?
Let's see. Hearthstone. Smash. Just bought Pikmin 2, which you refused to play with me.
Play by yourself.
It's a good co-op game.
I realize that.
There are 2 people on the cover for a reason.
I realize that, but I just don't want to play Pikmin. No.
I'll find someone to play Pikmin with me.
If you want to play, like, Gears, I'll play that if I can pull the 360 out of the room.
So that's the thing with Gears. Like, I don't want to do something that requires focus and concentration. This I could play literally while eating or making food.
Well, you can play Gears, like, play it on normal. That becomes super easy. God, what else? Yeah, that's about it for what I've been playing. I mean, Madden is always in my rotation. Yeah. I broke back into the top 10% worldwide. That was fun.
Yeah.
The people who will play at that level though are fucking good.
Are they, Bronson?
They're typically either really good or really cheap. One of the two.
What do you mean cheap?
Like
nano blitzes for days.
Like nano blitzes for days. Fucking. Oh, it's 4th and 20. I'm going for it. Like, I love that Madden is supposed to be simulation football, but half the community doesn't play it like a simulation football game. It gets super goddamn irritating. Let's see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think we've played anything else to my knowledge.
Oh, I just played Mario Kart 8. 200 cc's in Mario Kart 8 is the most intense thing ever. I can't turn. Like, legitimately, I tried motorcycle, car. I could not turn with either of them. I just kept hitting walls. It was horrible.
Wait, what?
Like, in 200 cc's, you move so quick that you have to literally, like, if a turn is coming up, like, way in the distance, you have to plan for it there. And literally just drift that entire straightaway, and then boom! You bank it.
That sounds awesome. It sounds like F-Zero, which I had this theory that this game was just a giant test to see if F-Zero would work on the Wii U. And I hope that it's true, because, man.
Plus, I mean, playing Link.
That's cool. Playing the Villager. Yeah. Playing,
yeah. Skull, or Dry Bones Bowser.
That's cool. Yeah, that was a game where a case where DLC was not stupid. So often, DLC is just fucking horrible. Like a news story we're about to discuss here in a moment.
All right.
But yeah, it's very often that DLC is just like, ugh. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like DLC just that.
DLC can be one of two things. It can be amazing, or it can be Mortal Kombat.
That's a good way to describe it.
That is my rating system. Like, I go by, like, best I've seen in a while to worst I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
And since you can pay for fatalities, I mean, that just was it on its own.
So we should talk about some of the news going on right now.
Yeah, let's do that.
The first is The Last of Us Left Behind is launching as a standalone.
Is it?
It will cost $10, and it will be on the let's see. The PS3 add-on is getting a price cut down to $10. They haven't priced the regular thing by itself. It's coming out May 12th on PS3 and PS4. I don't know why it would come out on PS4, because, well, I do. I guess if you just want to play that DLC and not the full game.
Yeah.
Even though the full game comes with most PS4s. I'm so confused at why this is a thing, but whatever. Persona 5 has some new screenshots out. And they're loading. Give it a minute.
Lupin the Third.
Great show. Well, that page loads. Yooka Laylee is now the fastest video game to hit 1 million on Kickstarter.
It's basically the new Banjo.
Okay, there we go. But what it is a spiritual successor to Banjo Kazooie, done by the guys who made those early games.
Yeah.
It took 40 minutes to meet its goal of $270,000. They were revealed a day before, and the studio is comprised of the creative team behind their early Banjo games. First off, game looks neat. It's a bat and a chameleon.
That's just an interesting combo, and I love it.
Hey man, the first one was a bear and a bird.
I know, but come on, Bronson. A chameleon and a bat.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's usually lunch for the other one.
My favorite character in those games was always Mumbo Jumbo. Mumbo. No, I don't know, man. Okay, so Banjo Kazooie, the first two games were classics. They actually still hold up pretty well. And then they did Nuts and Bolts, which I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel there are two camps with the Nuts and Bolts. People who actually played it and gave it a chance as this new thing that just happened to start Banjo and Kazooie. or assholes who wanted a platformer like Banjo Kazooie,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't get it, so they threw a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Because that game was super fucking cool. Like, yeah, the beginning was kind of slow, but then, like, from, the quarter way mark in, it gets, like, awesome. Like, there's so many ways you can build devices to do certain characters and things of that nature. There's... Oh, okay, sorry for the hiccup there, everyone. Technical difficulties. Anyway. Yeah, a lot of people really hated on Nuts and Bolts for what I feel is essentially no fucking reason. And didn't give it a chance because that game was really funny. It was really entertaining. It really made fun of the old Banjo games.
Oh yeah, a lot of those.
And then there were so many the levels that were Log's Choice, where you had to build your own vehicle, were so awesome because there were so many different ways to do it. And there was this one level where you have to get to the top of this mountain in the fastest amount of time. And, you do it, and you're it takes you barely get goal. But then, you look on the leaderboard, you see someone did this in 10 seconds. You're like, how the fuck? And then you watch their clip of how they did it, and it's fucking ingenious. They put a spring ejector into the seat and launched themselves up the mountain. And you're like, that's fucking brilliant.
Right?
Or you have to put these things in this garbage bin at the top or at this area. Instead of taking the things separately, he brought the garbage bin to all the things. I thought that was fucking ingenious. But I'm down for another Banjo platformer.
It'll be fun.
People would give less hate to that awesome Nuts and Bolts game. So Persona 5 screens. They got a couple new ones. They all seem to be parts from the trailer, but I'll show them to you.
Okay.
There's the first one.
Okay.
It's going all loop in the third. They have the anime cutscenes again.
Nice.
As is. Then they have the in battle
eyes.
The menus. Menus look stylish as shit. That looks so good.
That does.
Let's see. That looks cool, whatever it is. It's like summoning a persona from hell.
Satan?
I love the color scheme of this game. It looks so good. Makes me very happy it's coming to PS4. Let's see. Yeah, this game looks pretty legit. Thoughts?
From what I've seen and what I've played of other Persona games, it looks like it's going to be really fun. I mean, especially if from what I've heard, it's based off Loop on the Third kind of style. I love Loop in the Third. I love, all that, so I'm really looking forward to this.
There's the mascot.
Plus, it's the cat. Mascot.
A black cat is the mascot.
Black cat is the mascot.
That's great. Yeah, it looks good. It's coming out sometime this year in Japan. So, we talked about, on Unscripted Access, which I'm not sure you were there for, we talked about the Arkham Knight Season Pass. Mm-hmm. And now it's $40. And we thought, unless this is, So, Batman Arkham City got one piece of meaningful DLC, the rest was garbage, and that was Harley Quinn's Revenge, and it was $10.
Yeah.
Well, this is $40, and this is what you get. Let's see. There's going to be a side story in a prequel story for Batgirl. There's going to be a legendary supervillains story invading Gotham City, as well as a couple other story missions. There's also going to be skins for the Batmobiles from 75-year history, new challenge maps, character skins, and they says there'll be more details as releases to the monthly DLC. It'll be $40 for the pass. Mm. Or you can get the premium edition of the game for $100 and it comes with it. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm cool with side stories and DLC, but and this game's been in development for all eternity, so to finally have it out and be hopefully a good game is awesome. But on the other end of this, $40 for a season pass where we have no idea about any of the content.
Yeah.
Like, except for the fact that it's, stories.
Mm-hmm.
That seems kind of pushing it.
Yeah, from what I've read about it and from what I've heard about it, I think it might just be a little too much. I mean, from what you were saying about the last DLC about Harley Quinn's Revenge and everything else, because I saw some of that DLC and yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was pretty bad. It was yeah. But
like, it wasn't bad. It was just like if it's just 3 of those and then some side stuff, I'm not sure if that's worth $40.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Like, because the new Batman game, I've played most of the other ones. Like I've gone through them. I don't think I've beaten either of them. I've come close, but I don't think I've actually beaten them. They just lose my interest over time. But this one I'm actually excited for, and that hasn't happened since freaking Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I'm really stoked for this game. It's my second most anticipated game of the year behind Persona.
Yeah. You talked a lot about Persona.
And Batman, it looks super great. I hope that just this DLC is a side story and not like super important. Moving on to the next news story, Rare is reportedly going to announce a new game at E3. NeoGaf user spotted a conversation with Rare creative director Simon Woodruff's Twitter feed that there's going to be a new project at E3. Miles is a designer at Rare who has worked on Donkey Kong Country Trilogy, Banjo Tooie, and Viva Pinata over the years. Let's see. When questioned about whether the game would be based on an original IP or a new IP, he said, "All I can give is a quote from the man himself. There's more fun than anything we've ever done." Okay. I
mean, that sounds super interesting.
Like the thing is, Rare has a very it being a new IP or an old IP, both those things are exciting because one, we need new IPs in this industry. Yeah. Sequels for days.
Sequels everywhere.
But on the other end. So new IP is always great, but on the other end, you look at Rare's history, like Banjo, Conquer, Viva Pinata, Sword and Sorcery, Battletoads, Wizards and Warriors. Mm-hmm. Like, they have a really... Oh, Jet Force Gemini.
Were they Jet Force Gemini?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like, they have a really big, wide history. So... I don't know. I'm excited. I used to really love Rare. I love the fact that Killer Instinct was brought back. I love I love Viva Pinata. I didn't
Viva Pinata was actually one reason I got an Xbox. I played it at a friend's house and I was just like, this is super addicting.
Horstachio, man.
The dragon, what are you talking about?
But all of them
the unicorn.
The bear.
The lion took so long for me to get.
You have to have pinatas have sex to make babies to get other pinatas.
Yeah, you can feed a Pidgey a yellow flower and it turns into a canary.
But
and then if you have 6 canaries, then a vulture will appear and eat 3 of them. Then it'll join your garden.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Did you play the second one?
I own the second one.
The second one was weird how they added in environments and natures.
I thought that was so cool. You had to go out and trap them.
You had to go trap them in the Arctic, bring them back, and then you had to have that set up for them.
Yeah.
They wouldn't leave because they'd be like, I don't know where I am. Mommy. And they're like, ooh, snow. Then he lived there.
Yeah, Viva Pinata was great. How great would it be if there was another Viva Pinata for Xbox One?
That would be the coolest thing ever. If they released a Viva Pinata bundle on Christmas, I'd be like, well, I finally am getting one. I didn't get the Halo one like I thought, or the Star Wars one, but now Viva Pinata sold me.
Alright, final news story we have is Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus for the month. PlayStation Plus got a really good lineup. Games with Gold, not so much. Games with Gold got Mafia 2. Good game. You can get it in most bargain bins for $3. Castle Storm isn't anything special, and Pool Nation FX, no one liked it last month. I don't know why they think they'd like it this month. PlayStation Plus, on the other hand, the first one they got was Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition.
Woo!
Guacamelee placed in our Game of the Year awards in 2013.
This will finally give me a chance to play it as well.
Great music, beautiful game, super fun, great sense of humor, awesome game.
Mm-hmm.
Ether 1 kind of looks okay. It's a first-person puzzler. The Unfinished One, yet another game from 2013 that we actually didn't play till end of 2014.
Really?
And we gave it our... Or no, 2012, though we didn't play till 2013. And we gave it our best game we forgot about last year award. It's a fantastic game. Very, very beautiful, interesting ideas. Yeah. The next one is Race the Sun, which is an indie game, racing game where you have to literally race the sun.
That sounds super interesting.
Then we got Hohokum for PS4, PS3, and Vita, which is a game that is... I don't even know how to fucking describe it.
Hohokum?
Yep.
A strange puzzle game with an with an eerie atmosphere. Players guide baby through a nightmarish...
No, that's Murasaki Baby.
Okay. It's like baby through a cute and a little weird.
It's a game I would say if you have a Vita, get it, try it.
No, that's Murasaki Baby.
Murasaki Baby?
Yeah, that's this game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, Hohokum is this one.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted me to, for some reason, wanted me to read Murasaki Baby.
Hohokum just looks weird.
We played it at E3 and we wanted to do an interview, but the guy wasn't there, so...
Oh, okay.
It was really fun, though. That game was cool.
What was it about? Because I really haven't heard anything on it besides what you've told me.
You were...
Little bits.
I can't even describe it. You were a color.
You are a color.
You were the embodiment of color, and you were solving puzzles and, like, platforming and flying.
With a scarf?
No.
Such a sad game.
Journey's great, though. Oh, yeah, you played Journey!
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I played and beat Journey after I glitched the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was playing it, and if for all you who played it, you know that you can just find random people in the world. And I met this guy in a white cloak, and he's just like, beep, 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 follow me. And I followed him, and he would just take me through mountains, over gaps of glitchness, and we found the map that you can actually see the story progression on. And it was the coolest thing. And then I actually played the game, and I missed the glitches. Mainly because, as I got back, I got hit by a giant robot snake and lost my, 5-foot-long cape, and it turned into, this snub. And then I couldn't fly anymore for, the next probably, 20 minutes.
Well, so what do you think of the actual game part of the game? It was,
the gameplay itself was interesting. I liked the scenery was beautiful. I thought it was really great, but it was such a sad game. It was so terribly depressing. He's like, I'm gonna make it to the top of the mountain and fulfill my dream of seeing the light, and he dies right before it.
He does get to see the light, though.
He becomes the light. He's just he goes up to heaven with all of his...
They don't say it's heaven. It's...
Well, I'm guessing that's not the other place.
I mean, I don't think it's... I mean, he can still be alive.
It's something I thought was really interesting. After you float through heaven...
Uh-huh.
And, you go into the light, and it's, it rolls the credits as the light. You can see other players playing the game. And I thought that was so cool. And it says, who all you met along the way. It was just a really interesting game.
Okay, so I want you to do their other game next, and it is actually the complete opposite as far as tone goes. It is
Flower?
Yeah, Flower. They've done 3 games, and 2 of them are worth playing. Flower and Journey. Yeah, I definitely want you to do Flower next, though.
Oh, you made me play a really sad game, Bronson. I don't want to play a sad game anymore.
Well, this one isn't sad.
I don't believe you.
No, the beginning...
You told me that game wasn't sad.
The beginning and the end and most of the middle are super happy.
You want to know what the worst part about that Journey game was?
What?
I watched my friend die behind me. He fell to the ground first, I turned around and I fell. It would be I can't go on. Don't give up. Then we both are dead on the mountain. And giant robot snakes feed on us.
Alright, we're gonna do Flower next.
No.
Yes.
You have bad taste in games. You're a bad person.
That's not a bad game.
I know, it was a really good game. It was
but
fun.
I love the music in Journey.
I love the music in a lot of games.
But no, I swear Flower is happy. It is so upbeat.
That's what you said about Journey. Like, it's so great. It's so happy. Some people find it sad, but I don't know. You just said that so make me finish the game.
I do think that Flower is happy, though. The only way it's not happy is if you aren't a fan of alternative energy. How do you feel about windmills?
I actually really don't like windmills.
Really?
Yeah, that one actually killed my uncle.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh well, you're gonna play this fucking game.
Hear that?
Like wind turbines, like the big... How did one of those kill your uncle?
He worked on one and he fell off.
Not the windmill's fault.
That's not the windmill's fault. Kind of was. He was grabbing a blade and like wind all of a sudden in California, and like he was hooked onto the blade, so it like caught him up and flung him. It like
that sounds like a cartoon. That sounds like a cartoon death.
Yeah, it was fun.
Did he go yahoo?
No, I think it was more along the yahoo. Except he didn't land and dust himself off. He splatted like a GTA freefall.
Okay. Anyway, you need to do Flower next. So before the next podcast, because that game is probably even shorter than Journey was. So, you definitely need to do Flower. All right. Well, I guess we can talk about the sports news and then call it a night.
Yeah, sports.
Men
stuff.
Dun 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 dun.
Sports.
Dun 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 dun. God damn it! I was doing Sports Center.
I know you were.
Well, as you look here, buddy, at the instant replay, you can see Billy Bob's jumping for that ball, but he doesn't see the spear coming right for him.
Okay, so the NFL draft happened.
Yes, it did.
Then there was the Pacquiao-Mayweather hug fest. And there was one more. Oh, the Kentucky Derby.
I love the Derby.
Do you really?
I actually really do. I've seen every one up until this last one.
Do you seriously love the Kentucky Derby?
Just like how I love NASCAR derbies, too. I don't watch them, but I enjoy them.
I can't tell if you are, like, fucking with me with all this country shit or you actually really like it all.
I've seen a few races of NASCAR. I didn't mind it. It's actually pretty entertaining to watch. It's a good background show. As for the Kentucky Derby, I watched once at a friend's house. Actually, no, like 3 times at a friend's house. And it's a really interesting race. It's just a bunch of midgets riding horse.
So it's a freak show.
Promptly putting their asses in the air and whipping the horses to go giddy up. That's what it always reminds me of. Just like old cartoon, just like, giddy up. And it looks like they're about to like bounce off the horse. Like their entire bodies fling off the horse. Sometimes it's just their hands holding on. And all it reminds me of is like a windmill when the horse is getting away and you're like flapping like a flag.
Yeah, when I heard about, like, when people at work told us, don't call, we're watching the Kentucky Derby, I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, really? Like, who the fuck watches the Kentucky Derby?
My friends. Me. Actually, there was one person I called on the phone who was like, I can't talk, the Kentucky Derby's on. I was like, oh no. I was like, it is? What's going on? He's like, you watch? Yes! How's number 13? Oh, something happened with it. I was like, no! 13's my guy. Go Joffrey.
Alright, so then Mayweather-Pacquiao happened.
I watched the fight. I was bored. If that was what the best boxing can do, like the match of the century, that is dead. Boxing has died.
I remember, like, you go back and you watch, like, old boxing fights from, like, back in the day. Like Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Tyson.
His fucking one-hit knockouts.
Tyson. Like, these kind of guys.
To be fair, though, if people still used Ali's move of just pretty much charging you full speed and just one punch to the nose, That was a pretty decent strategy. Like,
Yeah.
he, ding, just sprint, punch. Like, he Little Mac'd you in the face.
Yeah.
Like, that Little Mac move where he just, like, charges a pist and, like, jumps at you. That was all he...
I like boxing. I did a year of boxing. I think it's a great sport. I think that from a spectator standpoint and an athlete standpoint, that was a really bad boxing match. From the standpoint of fucking Mayweather really wanted to be undefeated for his career and win that fight.
Pretty much all he did was he threw a punch, then ran, and when Pacquiao got too close, he hugged him. Then he ran more. Then he threw a punch. And I'm tired of seeing so much controversy, too. Like, you've been on Facebook. All my Facebook has been since that fight is just things about Pacquiao being better than Mayweather. That's it. And there's, like, actual footage of the scorecard from the Vegas thing. And it was pretty much just like, oh, it's the exact score they said, but it's in reverse. Pacquiao actually won. But then again, when Mayweather owns the stadium, the referees, the three judges were handpicked by him.
I do not buy that it's rigged.
I don't buy that it's rigged, but I do give the fact that Mayweather had the advantage.
I am saying that, like, I checked the statistics for the match, and technically, on a technical level and a scoring level, fucking Mayweather did better. It wasn't an entertaining fight, and you could argue certain things about that, but I don't know, man. Like, as someone, like, the real winner of this fight is
Pacquiao and Mayweather. It just made $30 million. $300 million. So.
Yeah, split 60-40.
Yeah.
And then fucking the other real winner of this fight is MMA.
Yeah, MMA won because
now
they just scammed millions and millions from everyone.
Yeah, like and MMA has gotten a lot better over the years. Like when I started watching MMA, it was terrible. It was that fight except on the ground hugging.
Yeah.
Now like MMA is actual fighting.
MMA has gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't diabetic and once I start working out, I might try and go back into MMA.
I would no. I mean, I might go back into boxing, but even then,
you have to remember I've got jiu-jitsu belt under my thing. I know jiu-jitsu. I'm a pretty good ground fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And MMA was actually something I was going to get into, and then bam, appendix. Then after I healed, let it heal for a while. Bam, diabetes.
Yeah. Then the NFL draft happened.
The draft was go Shane Ray. You're fine now. Now it's just considered chill what you did.
That was a great podcast. Yeah, I really liked. So we're Denver Bronco fans, so we mainly focused on that. I really liked their first, third, and fourth round picks.
I didn't mind the end of our draft though. Like their seventh rounds.
I didn't like their second round though.
No,
like we needed an offensive lineman, but I thought that was a reach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our fourth round though, I really liked that pick.
Oh yeah.
Garcia. Outside of out of Florida. Like that was nothing like having another good center. Yeah, our first and our fourth are the two picks I really like. We took both the corners out of Tulane in the seventh.
Yeah, that's right.
That was so fucking. I don't know. Like the end of that draft, like we picked up a quarterback who'll probably be cut during camp.
Yeah.
That's my guess, because no way we're keeping 4 on the roster.
I really doubt it.
And
then again, that's pretty much just camp slaughter. That's what undrafted free agents are.
Not always. There are a couple guys who make the team. Chris Harris was an undrafted.
No, I'm just saying, like, they put them through hell during training, and if you don't break, you make the team, usually.
Well, yeah, like, you have to be better than...
the draft.
Than a veteran.
Yeah.
Or, you have to have more upside or be better than a veteran. Because they're not going to cut... They don't cut guys like 1 through 4th rounds unless you really stink.
Unless you get there and they're just like, what the fuck happened to you? But that's still $50,000 in your pocket.
And even then, they don't cut first rounders or second rounders.
Even, yeah.
No, like if you are drafted in the first or second round, you are safe as long as you are attempting.
You are safe for the first year.
Yeah. From then on out. I thought the draft as a whole was alright. We didn't watch it this year. We just kind of had to. We were busy, so we had to keep tabs on it through
internet. But that's how I've always watched the draft. I've never actually just sat down and watched it.
I remember the first draft I ever watched.
How long was that?
The draft back then used to be on Saturday and Sunday, and it ate up the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm.
For 1 through 3 were first day, 4 through 7 were the next day. It was awesome. It was great. Fucking just it was you and sandwiches.
You and sandwiches.
And in my case, I hung out with my dad,
Mm-hmm.
and we watched all the shit, all the fucking teams pick, and back then, Mike Shanahan was the one drafting for the Broncos, so I was typically pretty upset at the end of the day.
You're just like, this bullshit.
There were some exceptions. The year we got DJ Williams, I was really happy. The year we got Clinton Portis, I was really happy. The year we got George Foster, I was like, what the fuck? The year we drafted Ashley Lee ahead of Ed Reed, I was like, what the hell is wrong with us? This is why you draft the best player available and not for need.
Yeah, you draft so other teams can't have him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So that's sports. I'm going to see if we got any comments or questions on the last one. Let's see. Christ, this room is hot.
It's actually a really nice temperature right now.
Outside?
No, like right in here right now.
Really?
I'm actually at perfect temperature right now.
I am warm. Okay. Nope, no comments.
Free the Intern 2015?
Nope.
Sure?
Tase the Intern 2015. That's what I'm saying. Tase him and keep tasing him. Tase him all the time. You tase him until he can't be tased no more, and then you keep tasing.
From his burnt, compressed body, a new companion will emerge. A stronger, better video editor.
Everyone, that's it for this week. We'll be back next week with more GameKast. I don't know what we'll talk about. Hopefully news comes out. Bye.
Yeah.